Hello, it is I once again, Jordan, aka Def Costs. Uh, I am a One Piece fanboy extraordinaire, but we're not going to be talking about One Piece today. We're actually going to be doing something new and different. I still plan on doing the One Piece videos. I haven't made a video in a long time, uh, but I still plan on doing the One Piece rereads and the Hunter x Hunter rereads. I'm still waiting to receive Hunter x Hunter Volume 4. Um, it was back ordered, so I wasn't able to just order it and get it like I usually do for most of these volumes that I order. Um, I had to put I had to put an order in and wait for it to become available. So last time I did that was with a One Piece volume, and it didn't take too long. So I'm hoping that I can get the Hunter x Hunter Volume 4 book pretty soon because, Hunter x Hunter's coming back. It's coming back like next week or something like that. The manga is. And I'm still way behind on the manga. Like, it's not like I'm up to date on with the Hunter x Hunter manga, but I want to get up to date, which is why I'm doing these rereads. Um, so that I can just reread what I read and then go into what I haven't read yet. Um, so I wanted to keep doing that for Hunter x Hunter. So hopefully I will get Hunter x Hunter Volume 4 not too long from now. I mean, I may have received it and just not might not know because I haven't checked my mail in a couple days. But I think they send you an email or something when they ship it. So um, anyway, I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter and One Piece. That's not what we're here for today. We're here for something, like I said, new and different, which is actually, drum roll, Dandadan. So I don't know if you're familiar with Dandadan, but it's a relatively new manga. This is the first volume. There's only one volume out so far in English. So I ordered it because a friend of mine, my friend David, who draws as well, so check out his stuff. My friend David Yoon, he recommended Dandadan to me. He said, "Have you read Dandadan?" I was like, "No." He was like, "You should check it out. It's really good." So, and also I'd seen people, I've seen it online. Like I'd seen people talk about it online. Um, so I don't know. I was intrigued when I saw that the first volume was coming out. I was like, you know what? Let me actually buy this and read it because I haven't started reading a new manga in like a really long time. I guess the last one I read was Chainsaw Man, which I just saw the first episode of Chainsaw Man this morning. That was pretty cool. Um, so the last time I read a new manga that like wasn't too old was Chainsaw Man, and so now I'm doing that again. So yeah, so I wanted to talk about it. I read it over the course of a few days. I usually read a manga in like one sitting, like it doesn't take that long to read. But I don't know with work and everything. I didn't read this in one shot. Like I read a couple chapters the first day, then another chapter the next day, and then the last two chapters today. So yeah, so that's how I read this. But I liked it. I thought it was interesting. It kind of reminded me of Gantz, which was a manga that I used to read. I actually never finished Gantz, but I did read quite a few chapters of it, and it kind of reminded me of it a little bit, just because it deals with aliens as well as spirits, like ghosts, I guess. And Gas doesn't deal with ghosts, but it does deal with aliens. So it kind of reminded me of it. It's kind of like a lighter hearted version of Gantz, like Gantz, but not as dark, in kind of a weird way. Um, so yeah, the art is great, by the way. Yukinobu Tatsu is the author. He does the story and the art, and his art is like pretty top notch. It actually says in this that he used to be the the manga assistant for Tatsuki Fujimoto, who did Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch, which I've never read Fire Punch, but yeah, he did Chainsaw Man. So this guy actually worked on Chainsaw Man. Uh, that's Okarun, and that's Ayase-san or Miss Ayase or Momo. Um, and it's kind of interesting, like the relationship between the two main characters, those two main characters that I just showed you, um, and how they deal with aliens and ghosts. Uh, so yeah, so it starts off with Momo or Ayase-san. I don't know. I call her Ayase-san, but in the book they call her Miss Ayase. Um, or at least that's what Okarun calls her, the dude. Um, so it starts off with Ayase being like breaking up with her boyfriend. Um, and she says, "Oh yeah, I only dated him because he looked like Ken Takakura, who apparently is a Japanese actor." Um, and then she stands up for, and so it cuts back to them being in school, and she stands up for Okarun, who is he's just the kid with the glasses. He's like a nerdy kid. Like some kids are bullying him, and she kind of stands up for him, and that's how they meet and they become friends. And then he starts talking to her about like the occult and like well, maybe. Oh, yeah. I guess the occult, but like he talks to her about like aliens and stuff like that, and conspiracies. And then she says, "Oh yeah," that she starts talking about how she's into spirits. So their relationship at first is that uh, Okarun is into aliens, and ISA is into spirits, but they don't believe in the other person's like passion or whatever, their obsession. Like ISA doesn't believe in aliens, and Okarun doesn't believe in spirits. So they actually kind of want to prove to each other that they're right. So she says, "If I can prove spirits are real, then you have to become my personal servant." And then Okarun says, "Fine, then I'll show you some UFOs, and when you finally see one, then you'll be my servant." So they kind of like dare each other. They make a bet, and then ISA goes to like an abandoned hospital because apparently that's like uh, a location that aliens frequent. And then Okarun goes to like a tunnel, just like a tunnel, and apparently that's somewhere that spirits frequent. And then it's funny because after they make that bet with each other, um, Okarun runs into like a spirit, like a ghost, who becomes like pretty much the main villain throughout the entire volume. Uh, so Okarun runs into a ghost called Turbo Granny because she runs fast and she's an old lady. And then Ayase runs into weird aliens at the hospital. And that's kind of, this is why I'm talking about how it reminds me of Gantz. Like this seems like something you would see in Gantz. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Yukino Utatsu likes Gantz. So yeah, so the aliens like abduct her, and they put her in this like experiment chair, and take off all her clothes, and they pretty much start saying that they're gonna do like sex experiments on her, like to do this fucking weird robotic dick, and And then, okay, then Okarun calls her, and he's able to teleport through the phone. And then Okarun is actually possessed by the Turbo Granny. So he looks like that. He's like possessed. He's like cursed by her. So he kind of has like weird powers, like powers that she would have. And also, I didn't realize this is actually rated M for mature. I didn't realize that. I guess it. I mean, it is Shonen Jump. I don't know where it's. I guess it's published in Shonen Jump in Japan. Uh, but it does say parental advisory, explicit content, and I didn't realize that this was a more mature kind of manga. I didn't know that. I thought it was just going to be like One Piece and like I thought it was just going to be a shonen. Um, but I don't know. Does this qualify as a seinen? I wonder if it does. I wonder if it's still a shonen. I think I would still classify it as a shonen. Um, but then anyway, Okaru starts fighting these aliens. That's what they really look like. So he starts like taking them out to try to save Ayase-san. Um, and the art, I gotta say, the art is really good. Like I feel like it's funny that he worked as uh, what's his name? The guy who does Chainsaw Man. Tatsuki Fujimoto. Uh, it's funny that he worked as his assistant because I feel like his art is kind of. I mean, Tatsuki Fujimoto draws amazingly. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously he's really good at drawing, but this guy's style seems a little bit. Um, I don't know, a little bit better, a little bit more detailed. Um, in my opinion, maybe I just like his style a little bit better. Just the way he draws characters, um, like their faces and stuff like that. Um, oh yeah, so during the weird operation, like during all the shenanigans with Okarun fighting the aliens and Ayase being in the chair, her like powers awaken. She actually has like spiritual powers, like her grandmother, who we meet later in the volume. Um, and she can actually repress the curse that's on Okaru. She can like subdue it so that it doesn't like consume him. Uh, oh yeah, I like this page where Ayase says, "Well, I definitely believe in aliens now. I mean, I was abducted by them." And then Okaru says, "And I definitely believe in spirits. I was cursed by one." This is all the first chapter, by the way. It's pretty awesome. I'm definitely gonna buy the next volume. I forget when it comes out. I think it comes out in like January or something like that. Is that when it was? It can't be that long from now. I forget when it was. You can pre-order it, but I forget when it gets released. I'm gonna have to get that. I think I'm gonna follow Dandadan from now on. So I'll be making more videos. Oh yeah, this is funny. Like um, after all that, so she defeats the alien. That was that drawing I just showed you, and then she kind of represses the Turbo Granny, and then Okaru and Ayase are kind of like saying they're kind of having a conversation after the events, and then Ayase says, "Oh, I just realized I don't know your name. Like, what's your name?" Talking to Okaru, and then Okaru actually reveals that his name is Ken Takakura, which is her. She's like obsessed with Ken Takakura. So that's like a big deal. And she's like, "Oh, you can't call yourself that. Like, I won't call you that." And that's why she starts calling him Okaru. Uh, She actually doesn't call him Okaru until the second chapter, even though I've been calling him that this whole time. Um, oh yeah, and then they go to Ayase's house. Um, yeah, they go to Ayase's house. Um, and then they hear like the doorbell rings. Um, and Ayase says, "I've never heard that doorbell before. Like this is really weird." And then she says, "Oh yeah, her grandma told her that they have two door chimes, one for humans and the others for evil spirits." And then they run into this crazy, weird, like I think it's an alien. I think it turns out to be an alien, but they think it's like an evil spirit at this point. And this is what I'm talking about. How it reminds me of Gantz. Like in Gantz, you would always see these crazy aliens that they would have to fight. Um, and this is kind of similar. This is like a similar situation, like a crazy alien that they have to defeat somehow. Um, but yeah, but I think it turns out to be an alien, even though they thought it was a spirit at first. And then Okarun goes back into his like Turbo Granny curse mode, and he actually looks kind of badass. Like that's what he looks like when the curse like consumes him, and he gets all these powers and stuff. I mean, I guess it is pretty shonen, more so than seinen. Oh yeah, so they just keep fighting the big weird sumo wrestler alien, and they realize Ayase realizes, oh, uh, he's doing sumo, so I guess that means if his hands touch the ground, that means that we win. So they try to get him to like have his hands touch the ground, and they succeed in doing that, but that doesn't really defeat him. Um, oh yeah, she puts the seal like she has. There's a seal that that's like an anti demon seal or whatever, like an anti spirit seal, and she puts it on him, and he just like ignites into flame. So that's actually how they defeat him. Um, oh yeah, and then and we meet Isa's grandma, who looks like super young. Like this is like the youngest looking grandma I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how old she's supposed to be. Maybe she just looks young, like Tsunade or something like that. I mean, she does have like powers of like spiritual powers. Um, so maybe she's using her powers to like keep a youthful appearance. That might be what's going on. Um, so yeah, so they try to come up with a plan to take out the Turbo Granny because they're trying to like free Okaruma of the curse pretty much. Um, Even though it's kind of awesome. I guess they don't free him of the curse. I forget what happens at the end. Now that I think about it, no, they defeat the Turbo Granny. So I guess Okanu's curse is gone, even though he looks so badass when he's in his curse mode. Um, yeah, I don't know what happens next. I wonder what's gonna happen in the next volume. Like, is this guy gonna come back? Um, yeah, so they have to go back to the tunnel to take out the Turbo Granny. Yeah, this part is pretty trippy. Like the two giant granny heads at either end of the tunnel. But then they challenge the granny to like a game of tag. And then Okanu, he like absorbs her. Oh is that what happened? Yeah, he like absorbs her, it looks like. Yeah, I think he like absorbs the Turbo Granny. Yeah, it's crazy. Um oh yeah, but then they flee, I guess, because the Turbo Granny is taken care of. Wait, I'm trying to see if I'm missing something here. I'll possess you with my spirit form. Yeah, because Ayase was stuck in the weird dome made of like arms and hands. He had to save her. And he's like, "Oh, I'll let go when you let Ayase go." I'm actually just rereading this right now. This is the best moment by making a video. Yeah, he like absorbed her. I'm pretty sure. Okay, that makes sense actually. And then they head back home on the train. That's pretty much the end of the volume. Okay, so sorry about that at the end there. I just forgot what happened at the end, even though I just read it a couple of hours ago. But anyway, so that's the video. How long did I go? 23 minutes. Okay, okay. So yeah, so this is a little different because I'm reading it for the first time, not rereading it like One Piece and Hunter x Hunter. But I think I'm gonna do that, and I'll probably do that for other manga as well. I think I'm gonna branch out and do. I want to do like I don't know. I've been meaning to read My Hero Academia for a long time. Um, I should probably read Berserk. Like I've never read Berserk. I should probably do that. Um, what else do I want to read? Um, Sakamoto Days looks interesting. Um, Kaiju number 8 looks interesting. What else did they have? Oh yeah, Spy X Family is really big right now. Jujutsu Kaisen I've been meaning to read. I read like the first like I don't know, like 12 chapters or so. I forget why I stopped, but I read like the first like I want to say like 12 chapters of Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe more than that. Um, maybe that's what I read. I think Jujutsu Kaisen might be what I do next. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, I guess I'll go ahead. I have a cat now. You can't see him on the screen, but he's walking across my desk. Um, so yeah, so I guess there he is, or she, I should say. That's Agua. Say hello to Agua. Um, So yeah, so I guess I'll just go ahead and end the video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I got a nice comment and a new subscriber recently, so thank you very much for that. Um, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and end it here. I'll get back. I need to be doing my One Piece reviews for the new chapter. I haven't done that in a few weeks. I'll try and do that this week. Um, and also keep doing the rereads. I have volume 30. I think it's volume 30 and 31. Yeah, I have volume 30. I haven't reread this yet. Um, and I ordered 31 too. So I have two volumes of One Piece that are just sitting there waiting for me to read them. So I'll probably do that sometime soon. I do really want to read Hunter x Hunter as well. Um, so I'll do that as well, and we'll keep doing Dandadan when those drops. When those drop, and yeah, well, we'll try and do some other stuff too. So join me. Come along on this manga journey. Um, so yeah, so if you indeed watched me talk about Dandadan for over 20 minutes, thank you very much. And I will see you in the very near future. Have a good one.